Sophia is 11 months now, and throughout her whole life she's always been a smiley baby, to the point that people are now saying that Sophia is teaching the world how to smile. She has got her brothers wrapped around her little finger.
She is just a bundle of joy. Just smiles, obviously, whenever she's not going through procedures and being hooked and poked at. Can't not go in and see her and not smile and interact, and it brings out the kid in us as well. That's the beauty of, I think, Sophia is, as Leah said, she's teaching the world how to smile, and anywhere she goes, everyone just has a habit of kind of presenting their best self.
Whenever she was born, we quickly realised that Sophia had something more medically wrong with her. She was born on the Monday, and 5 days later then she got her clinical diagnosis for camellia dysplasia.
It's not what any parent, I think, expects. 2 days after, the birth of your child, to hear that they have a life-limiting condition, and to start talking about statistics as if they're more a stat rather than a human being or person. So it felt like the ground the rug had just been firmly taken from underneath your feet. You were just waiting for the world to kind of swallow you up.
And to be told that your daughter is going to die within the next week, it felt like the world was going round, but you were still. It was like an outer body experience. It was just really crazy. Like, she was doing so well and developing and, gaining her weight, and it was just, I think you've got the wrong child. It's not our child that you're talking about. Sophia then got home after 10 days, and then the next day she ended up back in hospital up with Ulster with suspected bronchiolitis. So after 2 weeks of being in there, she just deteriorated very, very quickly, and then she was blue lighted then across to the Royal. So she was in the Royal for 228 days to be precise, and throughout that time we then started coming to the hospice. We first got mentioned about the hospice, and originally I said no way, and whenever I told Alex thought the same as me. I just thought the doctors were trying to tell us something, that it was going to be end of life. So whenever we met Rosie, then Rosie was like, Leah, the hospice is nothing like that. You actually see more in intensive care than what you would ever do in the hospice. So after her buttering up the hospice, then we thought, you know what, actually this is somewhere that we would love to go. Whenever we first came, we didn't get the chance to properly bond with Sophia whenever she was born, because she spent so much time in the hospital. So whenever we got to come to the hospice, it was just amazing to be able to take her out into the garden. It was the simplest things. That's all I was so excited about, taking her for a walk. We ended up actually having to buy her sunglasses because she was so used to being in the hospital light. So whenever she came into the natural light, she just couldn't.
You take it for granted.
Yeah.
There wasn't a whiff of fresh air that got past her for 8.5, nearly 9 months. So everything was a new experience, and she was exploring, finally able to kind of start exploring the world, really. Our journey with Sophia and being a family kind of started here. This was the enabler and kind of catalyst for us to actually start exploring what our new family life could even look like.